This video is rather special for me. For one, it's my 10th video, and tradition demands that I celebrate every menial numerical anniversary. Secondly, it's Christmas, so I can hardly cover anything other than Ken Akamatsu's Itsudatte My Santa. It's about Santa meeting Santa. You see, Santa was called Santa because he was born on Christmas Eve. A girl calling herself Santa, whose name is actually Mai and Santa is more of a job description, appears by his side and tries to cheer him up by repeatedly flashing her underpants at him. Yes, only in anime would you find Santa Claus delivering panty flashes. Anyway, Santa, that is, whiny teenage boy Santa, rather than irritating teenage girl Santa, is not impressed by this display because he hates Christmas. You see, his parents were never around on Christmas Day because they were off saving orphans in Siberia, but Santa, that is, My Santa, remains determined to cheer him up and show him the true magic of Christmas. Itsudatte My Santa mostly spends his time on nonsense slapstick comedy, and isn't too bad at pulling it off. The madcap presentation style, combined with the only in anime concept of sexy teenage girl Santa Claus, makes for a bizarrely entertaining spectacle. There's something hilarious about the sight of 50 Yakuza members getting distressed over the fact that the boss's cake he had so kindly bought for them is now in a crumpled heap on the floor. Not that the jokes are particularly clever or anything, falling back on the usual anime format of joking about breast size, but then Mai inexplicably falls in love with Santa, clearly for his overwhelming charm and charisma. She kisses him, causing her to spin off into magical girl transformation sequence, complete with bum wiggle, hair dye, and breast enlargement. That last point is probably why Santa suddenly started listening to her. The story then spirals off into stupid melodrama territory, but the resulting message still gets through. That Christmas is great if you just believe in Santa. Blah blah blah, end of episode 1. I had to rewatch Itsudatte My Santa for this video to jog my memory. Oh, the suffering I put myself through to bring you these reviews. After the first episode though, I was starting to wonder why I had it pegged as Terribad in the first place. The entire thing is bizarrely childish, as though it's being aimed for children below the age of 8 and might only be convinced to keep believing in Santa if parents tell them that she's a hot teenage girl. Mind you, I thought Love Hina was the greatest thing at age 13, so maybe Ken Akamatsu just aims younger? Age ratings for entertainment with sexual content is rather prudish and stupid in Western society anyway, as though a child would be sent into a murdering frenzy upon seeing a cartoon nipple. Maybe the Terribad was in the second episode? It starts off the exact same as the first, except now it's all taking place on a beach. Lazy perhaps, but it is kind of entertaining to see those Yakuza goons from the first episode. Another Santa with bigger breasts shows up, some friend and rival of Mai, as well as Mai's sister, who is one of the weirdest proportioned heads I've ever seen. Hilarity ensues as they fight to the death with Santa's superpowers. Still not Terribad material. I mean, it's not good. Not even average. It's definitely bad, boring, and stupid. But it's certainly not Terribad. But then the second half of the episode occurred, and it all came rushing back. Remember how I mentioned the first episode went into silly melodrama territory? Well, episode 2 was that times a bazillion. Mai had to leave Santa and return to Santa school, which new larger-breasted Santa trainee teenage girl was distraught about and had tearful conversation with Mai over the prospect of leaving. Then Mai tells male Santa that she has to leave, in the longest and most painfully drawn-out fashion where their chins grow 10 times larger than usual. They have one final date together, where now their jaws apparently get dislocated, followed by an even longer and more drawn-out moaning fest, where they proclaim what good friends they had become and how they will always love each other because they believe and he'll wait for her, and where are the slapstick gone? This horrific melodrama is bad in of itself, but what makes it worse is how it's come directly after giant watermelons crushing 50 Yakuza. The two sides don't gel at all. Anyways, after their overly long goodbyes, an alien tractor beam takes Mai away and their bloody speech is over. Well, she's still talking while being spirited away, but that won't last long. Why is she moving so slowly? Please stop talking. You've beaten this dead horse so much that it has become indistinguishable from the ground itself. Please, take her out of the cartoon now. Why are you still talking? Please stop talking. You're just saying the same fucking things over and over. Go away, please leave. Oh, finally, she's reached the reindeer. Oh God, she's still talking!